Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for dropping by. If you have not already, please click the subscribe button below. Today we have the Electrostaff Purge Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order, the really successful video game that came out last year. As a side note, you should definitely play it if you haven't already. If you haven't already, it's pretty dope. Also, I tried a new camera setup, so you might notice some differences. If you like it or dislike it, leave a comment below. I'd like to see what you think. Anyway, let's dive right in. Okie dokie, everybody. Let's start with this trooper's staff. Ooh, if you just saw, the little electrical node actually just slid right off. Yeah, so unfortunately that actually is going to happen pretty often. These electrical berries, kind of what they look like, they don't really stay on all that well. That means it's going to limit the number of poses we can afford with this figure, which is a bit of a downside. Taking a closer look at these electrical berries, I'm not really impressed, but I'm also not really disappointed. They're kind of middle of the road for me. They're pink, they're squiggly, that's it. Further inspection of the staff reveals that it is made out of plastic, looks like it's made out of plastic, but that's okay. Yes, this is basic, however, so was the actual character's weapon in the video game, so can't be disappointed with that. Anyway, let's turn our attention to the actual Purge Trooper himself. Yeah, so he looks pretty good at first glance. I'm really enjoying how iridescent and kind of just straight up shiny the Purge Trooper is. It gives it a very nice, clean, sleek look, and resembles the actual character from the video game. So, good on you, Hasbro. I'm impressed there. His head sculpt looks accurate. He's got this cool little shoulder guard thingy. I don't actually know what that's called, to be honest, but it adds a very nice touch. It looks like it's made out of leather. It's made out of this like really cheap pleather, which again makes sense. They're going to make these on such a large scale. They're only going to use certain quality grade materials. Especially with the price point that we get this at. But moving forward, he has this little drape around his waist, kind of makes him look like a Scottish, what are those things called? Scottish little Highlander thing. Yeah, like a Highland bagpipe player. Kind of makes him look like that. But moving on to his articulation, you'll notice that we have a pretty big limitation with raising his shoulders outward, especially when it comes to his right shoulder. You can't really move it up very much in comparison to the left. So that's a bit of a disappointment. He is able to pull his shoulder back though, which is a plus. And you'll notice some cool red little circles there in the back. Nice little detail. Overall, it seems he has pretty poor shoulder mobility, which is unfortunate because this guy uses a staff for a living. But moving on to torso mobility, we've got full range of motion at 180 degrees around. He's able to bend forwards and backwards with ease, which is nice. If we move on to his hips, you'll notice, this dude's gotta stretch some more. Look at that. Literally goes right back to dang near standing position. So unfortunately, he's got pretty limited hip mobility. You can rotate his hips, but you can't really swing his leg forward or swing his leg back. Moving on to his knees, he is double jointed at the knee, which means he'll have pretty solid range of motion, getting almost to 180 degrees, which is nice, in case you want him to do some karate kicks or something. At the ankle, he can move up and down a fair amount. Let's move on to the final impressions of the Electrostaff Purge Trooper. I'm going to be real with you. I'm a little disappointed in the Purge Trooper. Aesthetically, it's there. He looks great. However, functionally, with respect to poses, it's pretty limited. So I'm a little disappointed with that regard. But if you like the way he looks and you're a big fan of Jedi Fallen Order, highly recommend that you pick him up. Anyway, please click the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And until next time, see you in the future.